When you were very little, when did you first become aware of music? Of music's ability to capture your attention and transport you? What's one of your earliest musical memories?
My earliest musical memory is singing in my room to put myself to sleep. And I was way more shy then than I am now. I'm still, an introvert, but I was really, really shy. And most of the home videos that we have, I'm hiding behind things, and I'm kind of like running off by myself. But I would sit and I didn't know why I loved it so much, but whatever song was kind of in my head, I would go sit right with the wall right to my face, and I would sing so I could hear myself, and it would put me to sleep. And I loved it. And it was like the one thing that I guess made me feel alive and made me feel safe. And so I would just sit in my room and play music all the time. And my parents were always, obviously, musicians themselves. They always kind of fed my love for that. So, beyond me just singing to myself to like kind of comfort myself, one of my earliest, funniest memories is that I loved Vince Gill, and I didn't know who he was, and we lived in Connecticut at the time, so it wasn't like I was surrounded by any sort of country music. But my dad brought me to the store and let me use my allowance to buy the little cassette tape, with the A side and B side, and I brought it home, and I realized that I didn't really have like a boombox to play it in. I was really little, and I had like a radio, but not like anything to play cassettes other than in the car. But I did have a Teddy Ruxpin, which was like, one of those teddy bears that had, you could put a cassette in and it would talk and tell stories. So I listened to Vince Gill. Yeah, you would read along with the book. So I listened to Vince Gill and my Teddy Ruxpin and would just kind of like lay there and soak in the music.
There's a beautiful yet really creepy aspect to that.
It's so creepy. It's so weird. It's true. But yeah, my earliest memories were all surrounded with music. Like as far back as my mind goes, music goes. So I don't know, I guess that's maybe why it always made me feel so safe to kind of sing to myself.
That's very good.
Good answer.
Do you have one?
Yeah, I guess, but it's not gonna be that good. For me, music, my earliest memories of music are paralleled with the smell of bread for some reason. Sunday mornings, Mom wouldn't let us, before church when we were getting ready, she wouldn't let us watch TV, you couldn't whatever, we would put music on. So Mom would wake up, and I remember she would bake bread for some reason on the weekends. I don't know, it was just awesome. So I remember the smell of cinnamon bread when I was a kid. She got this, and it wasn't like my whole lifetime at home, but there was this early season in life where she had this little bread making kit or whatever. So Sunday mornings, music would go on and bread, and it was just the most comforting and safe. I think safe is really like the word for it. Like I knew I was home, I felt safe, I felt cozy, I felt loved. And I think even at that young age, if I couldn't process it all, probably hadn't processed it until this moment. But there was an aspect of music that I always ran to because it always made me feel safe and I always felt at home.
Yeah.
And for some reason I always felt loved. Like it was built in early on.